Good morning. How are you? I am fine. Sorry I'm late. My workout went a little bit longer than I wanted to. And, well, not that I wanted to, but I started later than I wanted to. I guess that would be the proper term. I need to be better about keeping up with the trucking news because I have been kind of in my own little world. Like, I haven't even been keeping up with the weather. I know that the Northeast is all jacked up. But, of course, the usual spots. It is February. You know, spring was knocking on the door and said, "Hey, man, hold on a minute. I'll be here in a second," and closed the door and went to get a pack of cigarettes. And we don't know if it'll return or not. So, let's see what else. I haven't been keeping up with the trucking news. I know that there's a lot of things going on. Yada yada yada. I haven't been booking too much this week. I tried booking Don, but there, it was a challenge and things weren't working right and volumes are in the crapper. So let's check true volumes here. Let's see. We'll get the 1, 2, 3, and we'll take a look at that as well. So DAT. So let me get all this in the thing, and we'll check the weather. We'll see what's going on. Looks like there's a system. Again, I have been keeping up with the weather. It's like I went outside. I'm like, starting to rain a little bit. Okay. And yesterday it was colder than normal, or not normal, but colder than it's been because we've been in the 60s and all that. So now I think it's kind of funny that I get on the DAT and the login page that says we take the uncertainty out of freight. I think that's hilarious to me. Not making fun of DAT, but I'm thinking there's no such thing as certainty. Is that how you say it? In freight. So, let's see. Hold on a second. You guys don't need to see my messy table, so it's tough when it's my desk too. So, like, I thought the computer desk was your desk. Well, it is too, but it's very small, incredibly small. So, but anyways, hope all is well. Hope you did good this week. I had a couple of drivers on vacation. One was forced, one was not forced, and we're gonna see if we can make them some money next week. And so a lot of things going on. We interviewed a potential new driver yesterday that's filling out all the paperwork. And there's a couple of things in the works. Jeff is still trying to sell a flatbed trailer with all the gear that you need. So make sure you get a hold of him, liketrucking.com. Let me put the banner up here. Also, if you're watching the replay, I know a lot of you do that. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. For future reference, the intro is about 1.5 minutes. So if you don't want to hear awesome, thrashing guitars, then just fast forward 1.5 minutes, and you'll be into the deal, the meat of the potatoes, the meat in the sandwich. So, anyways, other than that, people that have been inquiring about my workouts. Now, what I'm really afraid of with these workouts is that I'm going to have to go out and buy a Jeep and tell everybody bro and take a bunch of supplements that are bad for you, but I have not hit that level yet. So and that's what I'm trying to avoid. So, but anyways, if I use the word bro, or if you see me go out to the Jeep dealership and try to buy a Jeep, let me know and punch me in the face. So, just kidding. If that describes you, I apologize. Also the OG channel, I'm going to pick up on some stuff. I probably need to be a little bit more aggressive. I want to be more aggressive on that channel, but I have not yet done it. But here lately, I've been feeling kind of, I don't know, sparky or something. I don't know. But anyways, you guys are here about you guys are here to hear about trucking. So let's not talk about workouts or creatine or Jeeps or anything. Let's talk about trucking. I hope you have your coffee. I've got my Like Trucking mug today, and my Like Trucking hat. So it's like if Shannon was wearing all her Snorelord stuff. So there you go. Yeah. So let's dive into the low board stuff because I know. Well, no, let's do the comments first. Man, I'm out of sorts here. I've not been consistent this week, so YouTube is punishing me. It's saying you did not slave for us today. So all the bigger YouTubers that I've talked to, they say if that you just let up a little bit, man, the analytics show it. And you're just like, ugh. But you can't be 100% all the time. You just can't. Life happens. Just like trucking, life happens. That's why you shouldn't have a $5,000 a month truck note because guess what? Life happens. Yes, Shannon, there is a Like Trucking mug, and you do not have one. That was mean. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shannon. Anyways. I'm feeling sparky now. So, all right. Southbound Pachyderm. Sup. Gen Z Trucking, good morning. Don Schonger, good morning. Shannon says good morning from Wisconsin. Josh McClain, good morning to you. Tom, morning from snowy. Is it snowing in Kansas City? For reals? Don says the local schools once again canceled for rain. Oh, what a shame. Jose, good morning. CB from Wentzville. Hey, I've been there a few times. There's an automotive delivery I did there, and it was kind of a pain in the butt because it was a small place, and they were being buttheads. Reed, what's up? Good morning. Oh, you got the. Are you a weightlifter? I am not a weightlifter. I'm a worker outer. My name is Nobody. Good morning. Broker called my bluff. I don't really want to work today, so I told him I wouldn't be able to deliver their load till Tuesday, and it's supposed to deliver Monday. He's checking with his manager. I might actually have to work today. Yes, you might actually have to work. Tom, do you even lift? Don't even, Thomas. Don't do that. Shannon Thomas. That's funny. You just described me. I have a Jeep and I always say bro. Shannon, don't ever call me bro. You can call me brother, but not bro. Wait a freaking minute. There's a Like Trucking mug. Yes, you are missing out because you weren't here years ago. This was a Christmas gift. Oh, I forget which year it was. Now, it wouldn't be nothing for Jeff to put this on Teespring and get one made. Maybe I should do that for my store. Take over the Like Trucking logo. So, Romeland Services, good morning. WCF Invader says, thank goodness his manager said no. Whamma Jamma, haven't seen you in a full-on minute. Good morning, Stud Muffin. Hope all is well. There's only two people that call me Stud Muffin. My wife's like, who's the second one? Actually, she's going to be like, who's that? Because I don't call him that. It is snowing in northern Indiana. Oh, that's good. Oh, yeah, we're going to look at the weather here real quick. Let's see. Acceleration rules. Don't call me Shirley. A good airplane quote. Sage Outcast, time to sell my Jeep. Used to compete in strongman, but not anymore. I always watch your morning show when I can. I just never comment. Okay, thank you, Reed. I appreciate that. Strongman, that's some serious stuff. I am nowhere near that level. I don't think I ever will be that level. See, here's the deal, Reed. So with my diet change and my weight loss, I wanted to get stronger, and so I realized that I'm a weak man, so I need to up my game. And I'm being really careful not to injure myself, especially in the knees and in the legs, because I am 52 years old. And my needs are different, and so and there were 3 exercises that I'm avoiding completely. One is the where you sit on the bench and you do the knee thing like that. That's bad on your knees. And then the second one is butterflies. I forget what the third one was, but I don't think I was anywhere near that. But I'm working on foundation, core, and arms. I'm pushing myself. I pushed myself harder today than I have all month. I did miss yesterday because of the dentist appointment. So, but yeah, cool, man. Glad to see you here. So, let's see. FYI, boss, I will be spreading. You might want to reword that, Don. There, you'll be spreading our legs next week. Planning on being away from the house till next Friday or Saturday. Don, that's just nasty. Nasty. But yes, get a hold of me. I'll help you spread your legs. Mrs. A, I am wondering who's calling you Stud Muffin. Well, Whamma Jamma's one, and you're not the second one, so now she will wonder all day. Good. She should wonder. All right, so anyways, I got the Snickers by Scooters. It's good stuff. Not that I'm endorsed by them or anything, so I believe, Don, the proper term is you're spreading your wings. Maybe that's what you meant. Oh, Don. All right. Let's go to DAT. Let's see what crap we got up here today. It is working, so that's good. Maybe. All right. Let's check volumes here. Now, one of the things about low boards is, if you don't know, is that when you look at a low board and you look at volumes, well, just know that that number is usually inaccurate, and I'll show you why. So, because you have multiple postings, and I'll demonstrate that here. It happens on every low board, not just 123 or DAT or truck stop. It happens to all of them, right? So, Sage said, I got you. Jeez. Sage, that's awesome, says Mrs. A. Randy says you're late. No, you're late. We've been live for 2 hours now, and you're just now coming in. I kid. We've only been live for 15 minutes. I will be ending this here in about 20 minutes because I got to get to work. I got to work on some stuff. So anyways, as you can see, the volumes, this is for Van on the very right-hand side. Now, look at California, 29.19 going in and 11.70 coming out. Now, I have noticed that rates going into California have increased a little bit. This is why, because you ain't going to get crap coming out. So let's say you live in Ohio and you decide you're going to go to California to get all that money. Well, guess what? There's no money coming out of California unless you're going up to Washington, and that's it. So, yeah, Colorado is actually more out than in, so that's interesting. Connecticut is more out than in, so not too bad on the volumes. Look at Florida, 11.90 in and 10.77 out. So you should be getting some better rates out of Florida, or at least being able to hold the line a little bit. Georgia is more coming out than in, so that means some good stuff for me. Iowa's looking decent. So these aren't too bad. Look at Kansas, 164 in, 283 out. Let's see, what's Missouri doing? 410 in, 632 out. That's pretty low for Missouri. Let's see, what's Ohio doing? Ohio's 810 and 935 out. So it's weird. It's like volumes are up in some areas, but not in some. So they're not in others. Sorry about that. That's pretty low. Usually we're in 4-digit numbers by the time we get to Midwest. Look at Tennessee, wake up. 657 in, 994 out. Texas is a crap show. Wisconsin. Man, Wisconsin's fairly even. That's interesting. Let's take a look at Illinois. Yeah, these are low numbers, but it is February. Just remember, it's February. I need the echo. I need the echo effect on this. So, I need to get rid of Randy's comment here. All right. So, his very critical comment. So, anyways, yeah. So there's that. So let me demonstrate something. Let's do a search up here. So I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Let's do something out of Denver. Actually, let's do Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, O. Let's do the St. Louis. Let's say you want to go visit the Arch and get shot. Let's go to St. Louis here. All right. And we'll do it for today. Search. 13 results. All right, so let's get this back up on the screen. Share. All right, so take a look at this. Nolan's got this load posted 3 times. Columbus to Lebanon, Illinois, 3 times. Okay, so now instead of 13, there's 13 results, but there's only that's only 1 load out of 3. Trident's got 1 Solon, Ohio to Olney, Illinois, which that's southeast Missouri. That's a pretty good deadhead. Yeah, that's like 123 miles to get up to St. Louis. Let's see, TQL is only on here once. That's interesting. Now, this Go-To Transport, I've been seeing a lot of their loads in my area. And you know what? I called them. They said, yeah, this customer won't let us use a new carrier. So they're not bringing on other carriers for some of their customers, which is common. I'm seeing that more and more. It's getting kind of annoying when I'm trying to book somebody like Don. But with Like Trucking, we haven't ran into that a whole lot because, I mean, we've been around for 7 years. But what we are seeing here at Like Trucking is that they continuously want updated insurance and carrier packets. And so, and then some are using the excuse, yeah, you're not set up with us, so we're not doing carrier packets, click. I just did one of your loads yesterday, but I didn't have the chance to tell you because they hang up on you. Extremely rude, extremely rude. And I'm sure there's a bunch of drivers that are rude as well. So, but anyways, 13 results. So let's look at that's pretty low. Usually getting to St. Louis is not a problem, right? So let's do Springfield, Missouri. Let's say I'm in Columbus. I'm doing my normal runs, and I want to get home for the weekend, right? Boink. How many results are there? 10. And half it's the loads that we just saw. CW Carriers got this load 3 times. Findlay, Ohio to Republic, Findlay, Ohio to Republic, Findlay, Ohio to Republic. Trinity's got 1. TQL's got a load posted 1, 2, 3 times. And they're actually putting Alliance, Ohio to Carthage. Let's click on that, see if there's any details. There is an email, so that's good. New Concord, Ohio to St. James. I know what this is. This is Unilever, I believe, going to Walmart. So that could be a Saturday delivery, so that's good. How many miles is that? Yeah, that could be a Saturday delivery if it picks up today. So that could be a good one. That would be one that I would probably take that load and then head home if I couldn't find anything. That's the beauty of living where I live. I could do this. I would do this load if the rate was good. 30-day on that is 1307. It's been as low as 1182 and as high as 1397. But because these volumes, it's more likely I'm going to have to fight for every bit of that. Then you got Midway to Memphis. Let's see. Oh, these are similar results. So yeah, so we're already through the results. So these are pretty low. So now let's do Columbus to Anywhere. 150-mile radius. Usually I got to take it down to 50 miles. 835, so we can do that here. So let's go down the 50-mile radius of Columbus. Search. All right, so I've got this sorted by highest rate per mile. Let's do the highest rate. And you're going to see that this is all Washington, California, Canada, Arizona, Texas. So if you're like, stay in the Midwest, guess what? You're going to have to find, you can go southeast and then come back up. So 178 results within a 50-mile race. That's why if you want to book blindly, if you want to play the last-minute game, Columbus is a good spot to be. But if I wanted to be home out of Columbus, then that might be more of a challenge because there was only 13 loads. So that's how you have to kind of book ahead, right? But see, that the point is that these counts, yes, DAT has usually the biggest volume, but that doesn't mean a whole lot when you have brokers that are constantly posting, or you have brokers with different agencies or different agents. Landstar is notorious for this, that are booking this, that are trying to book the same load. And the other option is, or the other scenario, I guess not option, but is that they have 5 of these loads, and so that load is going to stay posted for a while, or it's refreshed, and so you see it several times. So anyways, that's kind of what you're dealing with there. But these volumes overall on the homepage, these are fairly lower, but it is, I mean, except for Florida. Florida's pretty high. Georgia's higher. And so that shows me that a lot of freight has shifted to the southeast. And so you want to figure out why. You know, why is the southeast waking up? Is it a port thing? And see, and that's what you should kind of consider if you're looking to buy a truck and be in the spot market, is you need to know and pay attention to things that are going on around you. You need to have situational awareness. So if the southeast is waking up, if there's more loads coming out of Florida and Georgia than there are Illinois or in Ohio, that's interesting to me. So I want to figure out why. Why is that? And can I benefit from that? Sure enough, man, you can do Ohio to Atlanta, Columbus to Atlanta and back. Or you can do Wisconsin to Georgia and back. Instead of, east-west, you're going north-south. So it's just a matter of trying to find those lanes. Now, one of our drivers got a multi-stop load out of Texas that paid really well, because when you have multi-stop loads, you're, all bets are off on this 30-day average crap, or 7-day, or whatever you want, because you got to price it accordingly. He added $400 per tolls, and we figured out the tolls yesterday when I was on the phone with him, and he should be at about $380 in tolls. So we priced that accordingly. So having the tools to help you figure all that stuff out is important, because what if he would have taken that? So basically what had happened was he took it for the posted rate that I saw, the screenshot he sent me, but then added the $400 for tolls. And so let's say he didn't do that homework. Let's say he didn't know that there were that many tolls. Then he took it for the $7,000. Well, guess what? He's only making, 80% of 6,200. Next thing you know, it's not worth it on the rate per day because of the multiple stops. So you really have to pay attention to those kind of things. And this is what I try to help drivers do. So, because I do have experience. I have been all over the country. Do I know Columbus to Georgia better than Washington to California lane? Absolutely. But it doesn't, but having the skill set to figure out any lane in the area that you want to run, that's the skill set that you need. That's the one that you have to develop. It's not a matter of just knowing your area. It's a matter of how to spot what the areas are. And that's the important part. So, all right, so let's go to 1, 2, 3 here. Let's look at the load availability map, and we'll see if there's similarities, which there usually are because, freight is freight. This is for van. A lot more yellow in states that are normally red and or green. So it's like everything's evening out. But look at the Northwest. It's a crap show. They're showing California as green, probably because of volume, but not because of rates. So your best freight coming out of California in the van world is either going to be team or it's going to be multi-stop. That's it. When it comes to generic dry van freight. Okay, so just be aware of that. If you have a team, man, California brokers or brokers that are dealing with California freight love teams, and you can capitalize on the rate per day on that. Ask me how I know, because I've had a couple of teams under my belt. So, so just be aware of that. Mr. Glutton for punishment. Morning, folks. I'm here for the beating. LOL, you're right. Snorelord brokers don't want anything to do with new carriers, even ones they've worked with before. Yeah, getting your own authority right now is going to be a big challenge. Not the actual getting the authority, but the insurance cost is going to be up. And also, half the brokers are going to be like, sucks to be you, dude. And it's because they can. There's too many trucks. There's still too many trucks, and low volumes have gone down. Why? Because it's February. So guess what? They can be pickier. They can be choosier. It's just like on the company side. If there isn't a driver shortage, guess what? The companies will make their hiring a little bit stricter. So, companies that used to take CDL students will now have a 2-year minimum kind of a deal. So, DIY. Oh, wait. I didn't read this. Even with insurance costs less, $10K a year and nearly paid off equipment, it's very rough out here with your own authority. Yes. Don and I have run into a couple of problems with brokers going, sucks to be you. Even though he's got good safety rating and, he's been around for 2 years, right? Do I got that right, Don? So, it is a big challenge. And so if you're one of these people like, I'm just going to get my own authority because I'm tired of paying, 10, 15, 20%, well, good luck to you, because it's going to be a huge, huge challenge. I'm not saying it's not impossible, but I would make sure you got some direct contacts before you decide to get your own authority. That's just my opinion. You can call me an a-hole. You can call me anything you want. Just don't call me bro. All right, so DIY says, about time. WCF Invader says, Jackknife, that would not surprise me. I just might get reinstate my authority and stay at this dedicated carrier and age again. I'll just have to wait out this bloodbath, I guess. I'm not even touching that. Good morning, Snorelord and everyone. Wishing everyone a safe and profitable week and safe weekend. Thank you, Lloyd. I appreciate you. From what I was told by a few brokers that I've worked with before and have good emporium, right now it's easier for them to find the scammy carriers by being more selective. Well, here's the thing. A lot of them are going, and this is where it's going to bite you in the butt. Not you, but just in general. They're using services like Carrier 411. They're using services like Go Highway. And these services, because we're relying on a digital and also an AI environment, guess what? It only takes one little thing to red flag your carrier. And it could be something as simple as a phone number. It could be something as simple as a gap in time, like what your authority is going to show. Jackknife. And so it's that's just the reality of what we have now. So just be aware of that. So let's take a look at this notification. Okay. So if you want to get your own authority, knock yourself out, but you're going to be primarily running for TQL and Uber. And Uber's been struggling, so good luck to you. There was a time where that was the best way to start your authority was you grab a C.H. Robinson rep, try to nail down someone at TQL, which is almost impossible, and then you do your Uber and Convoy, and you got paid pretty quickly with no fee. So if you weren't factoring, Uber and Convoy were the way to go. And guess what? Those platforms are all struggling right now. CH won't take you right off the bat anymore. If TQL does that, there's a lot of people that are going to be screwed when they get their own authority. So and what's interesting to me is people get their own authority and think that they're going to jump in the spot market without any plan or customers with high payments. That is a recipe for disaster. So you got to be smart about it. I encourage, if people want to get their own authority, man, I'm not against that at all. But what I'm saying is because of all the fraud, the fraud is, DIY did a video with eCarrier, and they said that the numbers were up to almost $1 billion on fraud, freight fraud. That's huge. The system is bleeding money. And these brokers are getting aggressive on making sure that they don't want to talk to you unless they know you. Why? Because now, if half the trucks left the market right now, then game on getting your own authority and doing away with all that stuff. But I remember warning everybody that when rates started to drop and fuel went up, that there was going to be a lot more fraud in the market. Because desperate people do desperate things. And I was right. I was right on the money with that. To the point of it's almost $1 billion. And, and so the Gmail accounts and the no websites and the no inspections and, out of services are really kicking your ass. And you have to be aware of that. You have to be careful of that. And sometimes it's just worth it to find the carrier that's got a solid stream of brokers that's been around for a while, that's got some good inspections going on, and just put your nose to the grind. That's the people that are succeeding at Like Trucking are doing exactly that. So DIY says going trucking this week in time to catch up on some audiobooks. Cool. Let me know which one you start. Wimpy McPote, man with a million excuses, is just starting. Rates are down. Prices are going up. Get real. It seems to be delayed. I think that winter storm really kind of made an effect, and now we're seeing the other side of that. So, good morning, everyone. Says Cheap Freight Hauler. Don says, I got my authority September of 21, so 22, 23. So 2.5 years, almost. Oh, look at that. TQL won't take you with no inspections now. That is interesting. Wow. Well, how's the new authority supposed to do that? Right? And a lot of way stations, like if you go in requesting an inspection, they're like, nah, we don't have the time. We're not in the mood. Because they know you're coming in there prepared. Right? They'd rather catch you on the surprise. So, I know a couple of people that have tried that and it bit them in the butt. Hardcore. Right? So, some of the brokers said I would make an exception, but I have to jump through hoops, take pictures of the BOLs, and pick up pictures of the truck trailer, pictures of the plate and VIN number, etc. Yeah, but they say that, Jackknife, but they may not be able to do anything about it if they're using something like Go Highway or something situation like that. So I would not bet the farm on that. I would not bet the farm on that. Actually, it's speaking of weather, let's take a look at that real quick. So it looks like through the Midwest from, say, central Missouri all the way across basically 70. all the way to the northeast there, you're looking at some winter storm warnings. Northwest Kansas looks like it's doing some stuff. Of course, the mountains through here is doing their thing. Southeast looks fairly quiet. And Michigan was doing some storm warnings yesterday. Jeff called me, and he was driving in snow there. So just be aware. If you're going down 70, you might be delayed a little bit. So if you're in Columbus, I would head south and bounce for the weekend, back and forth. Wheel Burner told me they're required to give an inspection if we request it. But is that true? I mean, I'm not doubting Wheel Burner, but I know people that have tried, and they said, nope, we don't have time, we don't have the staffing right now. Because if there's only one guy running the weigh station, normally there's two, but let's say one guy's at lunch, and you come in, are they going to shut down the whole weigh station when they got a quota to meet? So it's just, that's how you go. Oops. Something fell. I've got a friend that got hemmed up with the stolen load situation right now. Yes, dude, it's bad. Truck with Timo, good morning. He said he's done it. Well, I'm sure he has. I know several people that have done that. And one time one person got denied, and another time he got inspected all right, but they found a bunch of stuff that that didn't work well for the driver. So you got to be careful when you do that as well. His carrier pays him for clean inspection, so he's done it. Yes, I mean that's the encouragement, right? Walmart has their swimwear on the racks. Go get you some, McPote. Go get you some. That's funny. I mean, and it's probably last year's stock is what that is. They had to pull a dusty pallet off the top shelf there, back there somewhere. Or it's in one of those shipping containers in the parking lot that you used to be able to park your truck next to. But anyways, let's take a look at reefer. Had a steer tire failure last night, first time ever, flatbed. Well, glad he didn't roll the truck. That's a common thing. Schneider, when I was at Schneider, they trained us on a simulator of a blown steer, and I imagine it's very similar, but it's not like you don't have the jarring adrenaline, right off the bat. I mean, most of the time you're going to ruin the rim, and if you're lucky, you don't ruin the hood or the inner fender, the inner panel in there. So I had a friend of mine that did blow a steer just this past week. So look at New Mexico be all green. Let's take a look at that. Looks like there's a shipper in Clovis. And it's prime. I haven't seen them post in a long time. That's interesting. Now, back when I was dispatching a reefer truck that we had over here, I was using prime quite a bit. They don't have a rate posted. 40,000 pounds. Food or kindred produce. Is that what prod means? It was like just a shorty going into Texas. Tom, are you in here? Who's the shipper out of Clovis? Man, Prime's got a bunch of them. Different dates. See, these are multiple postings, but it's for different dates. So, a ton of these. Prime as far as the eye can see. Look at that. That's all this is. That's why New Mexico's green. And I'm glad to see Prime utilizing 123, so that's good. Man, look at that. Clovis to Salt Lake, Fillmore, Utah. Yeah. You're going into March. Yeah, so quite a bit. So I would find this prime, like let's say you live in New Mexico, I would find this prime broker, do one of these once, and then talk to the broker and say, hey, man, what's the gist with this? How often do you have these? Obviously, they have them quite often. Because I guarantee you, it doesn't like posting like 20 of these for the next 3 weeks. He'd rather just have carriers to take care of it for him. Triple T's got something out of Roswell. So quite a few of those going to Florence, Kentucky. So obviously there's quite a bit going on here. So no, good. Here's Roswell to Fort Myers, Florida, 4,200, 254 mile. Triple T's got that. Picks up Monday, which by the way is President's Day. Picks up Monday night. Delivers at Friday, 8 a.m. They're at 4,200. Cargo Chief's got about 46. You could probably get a little bit more for it. 43,000. You probably should. But that should be an easy run. So, yeah. Missouri's got 165 in or outbound, 100 in, 3 intrastate, which that's kind of low for Missouri. Let's take a look at Ohio. Let's see what's coming out of Ohio. 214 outbound. Or, I'm sorry, inbound. And here's the cool thing about this tool. You can do outbound, you can do intrastate, which is only 3 loads, and then you can do inbound. What's going into Ohio? So if we go back to, let's go back to New Mexico here. Intrastate, there's probably 0. Yep. Inbound. And so you can take this load that's paying $3,000 from Logansport into New Mexico and then grab one of these outbound coming out. Here's one going right back up to New Jersey. Picking up today. Let's take a look at this. And this is where the 30-day average kind of gets tossed a little bit, because if there's an uptick in volume all of a sudden, they're going to try to keep you down to that number, whether they're using AI or it's individual pricing. Or not. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. So, anyways, so that's reefer, and then let's take a look at flatbed. And then I pretty much have to get off here soon. We'll do flatbed and step deck. All right, so let me go back to these comments. Is there anywhere in the East Coast worth it to go from Missouri? There have been several loads going to Pennsylvania, North Carolina, and Georgia. Don, we can explore some lanes. I mean, if you want to spread your wings, man, we can or stretch your legs, one or the other. We can figure something out for you. Probably Southwest Cheese in Clovis. Okay. Thank you, old school. I went completely flat when I was picking up a load last night, so I was parked and the rim was all good, no damage to the truck. That's how I blew a steer. I was literally checking in at Sherwin-Williams there in Wichita, and they got the gate, because it's hazmat, so you got to have those gated. And I was like talking in the intercom, and I noticed my truck was leaning. I was like, well, that's weird. And as I pulled forward, I noticed I had a flat steer. I'm like, oh, crap. So I had to call roadside. And luckily I was dropping and hooking. I wasn't like doing a live load, because then I wouldn't have been able to get into the dock safely without ruining the rim. So I was able to pull forward out of the way, set my brakes. I told the shipper, hey, I'm here to pick up this load, but I have a flat front steer. And so a road call came out. My company, it was a company truck, so I didn't have to pay for it. I watched a semi blow passenger steer on the new Roachport Bridge. He slammed into the concrete barrier and thankfully prevented him going into the river. He crawled the rest of the way, I bet, onto the shoulder and past the bridge. Also, brokers are starting to require general liability coverage. I had to get that this week. That's interesting. Pam, what's up? How's it going? Good morning, sir. Is it precipitating down? Yes, it was raining pretty hard. I heard the rain earlier, so it wasn't me, but I bet it was cheap freight hauler. Oh. No, I think he was asking about the insurance. Was the insurance expensive to add? So look at your flatbed step deck. Look at all that red. Look at all that red. So if you live in, like, let's say Idaho in your flatbed, or you live in North Dakota, it's a bit of a struggle. You're not getting home every weekend. But if you live in the green states, there's a better chance. But this should pick up. Should. There's my favorite word. Should pick up towards as the year gets later. But pretend it won't. So you have to figure that into your plan. So anyways, so there's your volumes. Let me take a picture of this. That's going to be my thumbnail for this. But other than that, if you guys got any more questions, comments. See, Michael says extremely slow in flatbed right now. Yep, that's what this map is showing me. So, yeah, flatbed's a tough gig right now. And so all the van drivers that jumped over to the flatbed last year are probably hating life right now. So just be aware of that. And the flatbedders that were doing a good job also hate your life right now. Not you, Michael, but van drivers in general that have switched to flatbed. So, anyways, thanks for watching, man. It's sorry it's been kind of a weird week for me with the live feeds, but I'm trying to work on repairing some destruction I've done. So with that being said, strength for today, hope for tomorrow, aggression turns the screws, and we'll see you probably Monday if I don't go live. If I do go live, it'll be on the Snorelord OG channel. Make sure you subscribe to that. If one of my moderators wants to put that link in the chat, I would greatly appreciate that. And where we talk about, here, I'll do the intro for Snorelord OG. Here we go. Hold on a second. Here we go. Sterling made this for me. All right, so there's that. But anyways, let's do the outro video. Thanks for watching. For your replay people, thank you very much. Thanks for the support for the channel. I appreciate that. We'll talk to you later. Peace.